When you wake up every morning, do you realize that even if your eyes are still closed, you find your way to the restroom? In most cases, you don't even have to know where the door is. But because you've done it so many times, you find your way to the bathroom, right? Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, imagine that you're stuck. Your world is crumbling. Your bills are off the top. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then someone comes to you and says, hey, listen, I know a room, dark room, where you'll be blindfolded, and in the room is a switch. If you can get to the switch and switch on the light, you will have all the solutions to your problems. You will know the codes to all the money you need. You will never be broke again. All your problems will be solved. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, you say, bring it on. I'm so tired of being stuck. Take me to the room. So they guide you to the room, blindfolded. The room is dark as hell, and your job is to look for the switch. So when you're in the room, you know, hey, you know what? I know where the switch is. It's normally behind the door. So blindfolded, you go and start looking for the switch. Oops, the switch is not there. Wait a minute. Maybe it's on the opposite side. So you go opposite. You start looking for the switch. No switch. You say, you know what? You talk to the person who took you to the room and say, I am tired of your jokes. I'm out of here. But as you're going out of the room, you remember, oh, that bill. I have to go back and find the switch. So you go back inside the room and you think, okay, where else would the switch be? The walls. Maybe it's on the walls. So you go around the room, start searching for the switch all around the walls. Guess what? There is no switch. You become so frustrated. You say, you know what? To hell with all of you. I would rather die broke. Kill me. I'm out of this room. There is no switch. Why are you playing with me? But as you're going out of that room, you remember, oh crap, I'm in small courts and they are taking me to jail. I have to find the switch. So this time, your determination has built up. Your anger is driving you for passion. You are determined to find a solution. So you go back inside the room and you think, where else could I tap? The roof. Oh, the switch could be, you know those small little wires you pull? Oh my God, I'm so dumb. I should open my mind. So you get someone to help you. You climb up and you start feeling for the wire. No wire. No switch in this room. So you go on the roof and you start looking for the, for the switch. No switch. This time you give up. You walk out of the room and you tell the police officers waiting for you to take you to jail, you tell them, take them. But as they are grabbing you, your ex-wife or ex-husband reminds you of how much you have to pay. He was to say, okay, wait, I have to go back and find that switch. I'm not dying in jail, broke. I have to go back and find the switch. So you see how your determination is building? Do you realize how your anger is turning into passion? Do you realize that now you're pushed to the edge and you have to find a solution? So you go down on your fours and you start with your eyes closed, blindfolded anyway. And then, wait a minute. You feel a lever, L-E-V-E-R. You go around it, you put your foot, switch, light. All the solutions to all your problems are right there in front of you. How would you feel? Victorious. Because victory only comes after competition, after beating the norm. You see, the world today is no longer competitive for people who are good enough. When you're good enough, you'll be kicked out of the world. When you're great, it's not good enough. For us to succeed, and survive in the world today, we have to be extraordinary. And it happened to me, you see. I'm a writer. 3 books now. The first book, I went platinum, 0 books in months. I looked for the switch. My objective is to become a best-selling author. I wrote the second book. But now I was frustrated, so I had learned a few tools and techniques of how to sell my book. And I sold about 500 books in about 6 months. Wow, but I was just good enough. I wasn't extraordinary. I pushed, went to the 3rd book. Published it about 3 weeks ago. And now, I haven't really found the switch, but I think I'm on the ground at this level. Because in 3 weeks, I have been able to sell 1,500 or so books. A number I sold in 3 years for the first book. Some of the tools I employed to find the switch were communication. I realized that I had to start within myself and stretch and see where I had to improve. So I joined Toastmasters and learned how to express myself. You see? Other things I learned how to do is that if you're going to excel in the world today, there are 2 laws: determination and focus. If you're going to do things on a part-time basis, you're going to achieve part-time goals. If you're going to do things mediocre, you're going to get mediocre results. So I encourage you today to establish your truth. If you know what your truth is, which is your goal, you will remember it doesn't matter how hard it gets. Because according to Anthony Robbins, it's never about what you've gone through, where you've been, how hard it's been. It's always about who you become. So go out there and find your switch. Fellow Toastmasters.